let's start in, let's start in caterpillar pose. And you might be really cold when you're starting off, and when you're warm, you can just flop down, but when you're just first thing in the morning, it might be a little tighter. So don't push it, just see if you can roll into your resistance. So bring your chin to your chest and just roll down. Let your head hang, let your elbows be heavy. Take a full inhale, and with your exhale, sigh it out. So as you get onto the mat, allow especially the first 10 minutes to just be kind of routine nearly. So a lot of times it doesn't matter if we've been practicing for a week or a millennia. When we first get on the mat, we'll be met with our resistance. So take your next couple of breaths to notice how your body is feeling. With your next couple of breaths, breathe into your energy, your prana, your chi, your anime. Take a couple moments to notice your feelings this morning. Let your elbows be heavy. Let your tongue relax. Breathe into your resistance. Take a couple of breaths to notice how your thinking is this morning. And then maybe notice if this morning you woke up more with thinking and ideas right away, or if you had more of a feeling when you woke up. And take a couple moments to aim your practice like a bow and arrow. Are you feeding your patience, your equanimity with the world, your generosity, your kindness, your capacity for love. And with your next inhale, roll up. Place your feet on the ground. Lift up your hips, drop your head back, stick out your tongue, look at your third eye, and with a whisper, roar like a lion. Maybe two more. Squeeze your butt, lift your hips higher, push down on the earth, and stick your tongue out all the way down your chin, trying to touch your chest. And then bring your hips back down. Cross your ankles, roll over your crossed ankles, and come into Sphinx. You'll notice I often start classes very similarly. And it's the same thing when you find that you can find a rhythm with something. It can really start to replace your strength, but it also can help you ride the rhythm till you get over your own resistance. We're not 10 minutes yet, so if you're still feeling it, it's okay. Let your bones settle, your hips be heavy, your tongue relaxed. And let's have a little Rumi for our morning inspiration. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. It doesn't matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, even if you've broken your vows 1,000 times. Come, yet again, come, come. This call from Rumi, was it 9th century or is it 12th? I always get them confused. Comes over centuries and still plays a nice role in our contemporary lives. This idea of even if you've screwed up so many times before, to try again, to come back to what you know as truth. This trust in repeated opportunity. That in the like the scope of one life, your memory can both be a gift and a hindrance. Where some failures are so looming or practiced that it's easier to forget. That there's no rules for the future. That you could try something different. Or even, sometimes it's even trying the right thing in the right context. we're just trying again. I remember learning the statistics of a professional baseball player is that they hit between 3 and 4 pitches, like the ball comes to them, out of 10. Out of 10, it's not even half. And these are like way overpaid athletes, the top of their field. But what kind of resilience does it take in our being, in our body, in our ideology even, to not lose heart? And slowly release down to the ground. Either taking your forearms and resting your forehead onto your forearms, or letting your gaze go from one side to the other. You can wiggle your hips a little bit side to side. And let's just do a very simple little shoulder exercise. So you're going to bring your right arm underneath your left arm, not rolling all the way over, just keeping your spine straight, lined up, and just let your chin rest on the cross. If you're not feeling it in the bottom arm, instead of pushing it through deeper, you actually pull it out a little bit. And it might not be a big aha moment. It's a pretty subtle stretch. But you can try stretching your arms further away from one another. Or some people are really flexible, and you can kind of roll onto the cross of your arms. Try it out. So part of this practice and accepting this repeated opportunity is to let go of your arrogance. I remember my dad, once I was talking to my dad, and it was after another painful breakup. But I was in a good spot for that moment. And I was just very like, you know what, Dad, like that's okay. If this is how the pattern is for me, that, you know, I get to fall in love with someone and somehow teach them some new capacity for love. And then they don't fall in love with me, but then the next person they fall in love with, they get married or have babies or whatever. Like I'm still doing like a service to the world. And I was totally like kind of really idealistic. Like, and that's okay. I don't need to have a partner or have someone fall in love with me. And my dad just looked at me and shook his head and was like, oh, who are you to know what the universe has in store for you? And it was such a wonderful reminder of like, we pretend like we know what's coming our way, especially if we think we've figured out some sort of pattern. But it's truly a trust in these invisible forces and a trust in some ways nearly the size of ourselves. Like we're both huge and have a big impact, but we don't know what the next scene's going to be about. The author is a mystery to us, is unknown. And just switch your arms. Phew, phew. And thank goodness. So maybe pull the cross closer to you so it's like a little above your elbows. because my life has served me surprises I couldn't have authored myself. So part of our yoga practice is about building ourselves from the outside and the inside, so to say, so that we are still resilient, can bounce back. That it's not just the inhalation and exhalation of our breath, but it's also this refining our perception of the magic around us, of the world. The inhale, so to say, of our soul. And then mastering or allowing our thinking to be inspired with freedom and discipline, like our exhalation of our soul. And finding that rhythm, the inhale and the exhale, perception and thinking, to be part of the force that carries us in our practice, in our life. And bring your hands underneath you and push yourself back into child's pose. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Even if you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come, yet again, come. And inhale, roll up. Sitting, you can tuck your toes under. A little warming. If that feels like just a little too much torture, maybe too much warming, you also can just sit on your heels. Bring your hands to heart center. Let your elbows be heavy. Close your eyes. Empty your breath. Take a deep inhale. Release your hands down to the ground, slap out your toes. Rock back onto your heels, stretch out the tops of your feet, and then rock onto your elbows and knees. And you're going to interlace your fingers. You're going to reach the bottoms of your palms towards each other, but you want to leave enough space in your hand that you can have a fresh egg that you don't want to crush. Then bring the crown of your head, the very top of your head, down into this triangle shape and let your wrists cradle and support the back of your head. Now, tuck your toes under, lift up your legs, straighten your legs, and you can peek in between your legs and find something in the room that is a straight up and down line. That should feel correct in your chest. That is one of our 12 senses, is a sense of perpendicular, of balance. And then start to tiptoe your feet towards your face. Now this morning, this might be as far as you get, but you're courageously tiptoeing your toes towards your face. And at a magical moment, without jumping, when your hips come over your shoulders, you will feel the transference of weight, and it's all of a sudden as if your toes are being filled up with helium and could actually just float up, both of your legs together, up into headstand. Play with this edge. If you're all the way up in headstand, pull everything towards your spine, make your feet active. You can pause halfway down. But the key really is to be at the edge in your practice. So even if your neighbors are doing like crazy headstands, reminiscent of the 80s and the breakdancing, wherever your edge is, your edge. And then find your way back down into child's pose. Beautiful. Take a full inhale and just sigh out your breath. And then lift up into dolphin. So come up to your elbows and knees again. With your hips over your knees, your shoulders over your elbows, then tuck your toes under and stretch your legs and see that you have enough room to shake your head yes or no. And if you don't, just squeeze your elbows a little closer together. And step one of your feet a little bit closer to your face and stretch the other leg up to the sky. Ooh, and switch your legs. Ooh, and come back down to child's pose. I want to start to feel how we're gradually building the heat. Stretch your arms out, fingers still on the mat. If not, just scoop back a little bit or get a longer mat. And then feel your hands connect to the mat, and then tuck your toes under and lift up into downward facing dog. And feel how spacious it is after standing on your head and dolphin pose. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. Wiggle your toes, roll your ankle, bend and straighten your knee a couple times. Let your hips spin in and out. Imagine your right leg as like cheering, perhaps like woohoo! And then find downward facing dog again and joyfully stretch your left leg up to the sky and work out your left leg. Like it's happy to be like, oh, I'm so free. And then walk your feet in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down, let your head drop. Push down with your feet, rise up tall, rolling up to the ceiling. Stretch your fingertips high. And with your exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, stretch up tall. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Then walk or float. Exhale, Chaturanga or Ashtanga Namaskar, which is dropping your knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, move forward into plank. Shift your whole body weight forward so you're in your tippy toes. Exhale, halfway down, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. So you can continue to practice no matter what I say with doing Ashtanga Namaskar with your chest, chin, and knees, or doing Chaturanga. Just the same, dolphin pose will build your strength for headstand. And Ashtanga Namaskar, this like crazy inchworm thing, will actually build your strength towards Chaturanga. Same with the low cobra versus upward facing dog. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Look forward. As you inhale, hop your feet, walk your feet in between your hands, and lift up halfway. Flat back. Exhale, release and bow down. Let your head drop. Push down with your feet. Rise up tall. Even your fingertips are growing taller. And then exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, stretch your arms up high. Exhale, bow forward. Feel your belly lift up, your head drop down. Inhale, halfway lift, looking at the front wall. And then exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar or Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Your Ujjayi breath is starting to build your breath and the warmth in your body. You might notice heat actually helps burn away some of the resistance. Just like it gets cold in Sweden, you don't want to do anything, so you go to Brazil. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. And then walk or float your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Push down with your feet. Rise up tall. Lift up. And exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, Utkatasana. Get low. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar or Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Toenails pushing to the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. With your exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Your belly lifts up to your spine. Compress in. Inhale, stretch your leg long. Exhale, step your right foot all the way forward to your right thumb. Inhale, crescent lunge. Back heels lifted. Exhale, Chaturanga. So if your balance is wobbly, take your feet wide. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. With your exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Suck your belly in. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, step your foot all the way forward to your thumb, even if you have to help it. Inhale, crescent lunge. Back heel lifted. Exhale, Chaturanga or Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale up, stretching the front of your body, toenails on the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. So your feet are a really key part to your practice. As you practice with your locks, your bandhas, you'll start to notice you can't really engage your root lock without being active in your feet. So if you've had a foot injury, you'll be surprised that it affects how you can contract and lift up your perineum. But in back bends, it's really our leg strength that helps release the freedom in our back. So in low cobra, we start to feel it already by pushing our legs downwards. We can lift our chest upwards. And even more dramatically in upward facing dog. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Look forward. Hop your feet in between your hands or walk. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Let your head drop, belly lift. Push down with your feet. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Inhale, Utkatasana. Get low. And exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, open arm twist to your right. Inhale up to center. Exhale, open arm twist to your left. Inhale up to center. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. With your exhale, take your knee across your body, touch your left elbow. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, bring your knee forward to your nose, belly scoops up. Carry your foot. Step forward to your thumb and rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open arm twist to your right. Inhale here, then exhale, warrior two. Inhale here, and then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, take your knee across your body, touch your opposite elbow, the right elbow. Inhale, stretch your leg long. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and then place your left foot next to your left thumb. Even if you have to help it, rise up, crescent lunge, open arm twist to your left. Inhale here, reaching through your fingertips. And then exhale, warrior two, facing the opposite direction. Beautiful. Inhale here. And then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Point your toes, push your pinkies down. Exhale, downward facing dog. So find your downward facing dog and feel the connection to the earth with your hands and your feet. And notice that connection to the solidness of the ground actually can travel all the way through your body. So you push down with your first knuckles on your thumb and your index finger and a soft spot in between, and then you feel that you can actually, with that push, you balance it out by nearly lifting your arms away from the mat and pulling your shoulders down your spine. Down that side of your ribs, maybe. It's a better imagination. Feel your hips continuing to lift up and back. Empty your breath all the way. Look forward. Walk or hop. As you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Let your head drop. Bend your knees deeply. Drop your hips. Inhale, Utkatasana, finding the heat. With your exhale, open arm twist to your right. Step your feet together. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, open arm twist to your left. Inhale, up to center. And exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, Utkatasana. With your exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to your right. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Beautiful. So you push down on your bottom hand. Let your hips sink and your heart lift. And notice your toes are joyfully free. Take another full inhale here. Exhale, twist a little bit more, and then inhale, Utkatasana. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to your left. So push down on your bottom hand to lift up your chest. Again, how your hands and feet are connected to the earth, to anything, affects your whole body. Let your shoulders come down your spine. Uddiyana Bandha. Then inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Toenails, toenails, toenails. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. With your exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Enjoy a push-up. Inhale, stretch up long. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. If you need a little bit more heat, do a push-up. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Then deliberately place your foot heel to toe next to your thumb. Rise up, crescent lunge. And with your exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist again to your right, hooking your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. So you're pushing intensely with your back heel. How your feet are and how your hands are affects your whole body. Yeah, just like what you do with your hands should affect your whole being. Let your shoulders come down your spine. Take another full inhale here. And then exhale, warrior two, opening up your arms. Now bend your back knee, straighten your front leg, and with your inhale, sky archer. Yeah. So take your hands into Slayer Mudra and pretend like you really have a bow and arrow. Bend your back knee a little bit more, straighten your front leg, look up towards the heavens. Feel the resistance in your body. What do you want to shoot through? Take another full inhale, and with your exhale, come up to half moon. Stretch your arms apart. Your fingers are about one of your foot lengths away from your pinky toe. Imagine you have a wall behind you. Keep your top leg engaged, so flexing your foot will help. And then you bring your chin to your chest and you turn your gaze upward if you're ready. And then with your exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat. Let your left hip square, straighten your left leg. Inhale, drag your chest forward away from your hips. And with your exhale, just wave to the right hand side, revolving your half moon. And then with your exhale, bring your right hand down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, one-footed chaturanga. Or not. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. Left leg, left leg. And with your exhale, take your left knee to your left elbow and enjoy the warming push-up. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Enjoy a little more push-up if you need the warmth. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Place your left foot deliberately next to your left thumb. Toe to heel. And rise up, crescent lunge. And with your exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to your left. Feel as you push down on your bottom hand that your heart can spin up towards the sky. Feel your shoulders coming down your back. Push with your right heel into nothing and feel that even that is enough resistance for you to experience more freedom. Take an inhale here, then exhale, warrior two, facing the opposite direction. Beautiful. Now inhale, reverse your warrior and straighten your front leg. I know, we just threw an extra one there. Straighten your left leg, bend your right knee, and take the Slayer Mudra. So it's not I love you, it's Slayer. It's a little bit like shouting out to Kali, or like to have this power to shoot through the things that make us small. And we want to find that we balance our lovey-doveyness with absolute fierceness, but fierceness with love in mind. The fire of purification rather than destruction. Take another full inhale here, and then exhale, half moon. A little bit, it's nearly like going into a handspring, a cartwheel. Stretch your arms apart. Now, if you engage all the muscles of your top leg, it'll get lighter. Push with your whole bottom of your right foot into an invisible wall. Feel your belly pull to your spine. And then bring your chin to your collarbone and spin your head up to your face up towards the sky. With your next exhale, bring your right hand down to the ground. Stretch your right leg as you drop your right hip. Inhale, drag your chest away from your strong legs. And with your exhale, twist, waving up to the left-hand side. Then with your next exhale, bring your left hand down. Inhale, halfway lift. Don't overthink it. And exhale, chaturanga, one leg or two. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full inhale, pull your hips up and back, and with your exhale, shoot your legs in between your hands. Ta-da! And then you might have to scoot back onto the mat. Come down onto your back with your knees bent. So without losing the momentum of our vinyasa, you want to start to be more dependent in a way on the rhythm of your breath rather than just the rhythm of your whole body, right? So inhale, lift up your hips. Exhale, roll them back down. Inhale, lift up your hips. Exhale, roll them back down. And inhale, lift up your hips. Bring your hands together underneath your body. Interlace your fingers, palms pushing towards one another. And feel again the power of your arms and your legs as producing the freedom in your spine. So feel your knees reaching towards your toes. Feel your heart reaching towards your nose. So we can just stay and be obedient, or we can get creative in our body. And then release your hands and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Your sacrum, the base of your spine, is the last to roll down. Take a full inhale here, and with your exhale, just sigh out. Inhale, lift up your hips. Now you might find that your breath got you warm enough that you're totally ready to go into wheel, or maybe the preparation for wheel. So bring your hands up next to your ears, fingers pointing down to your hips. First come up to the crown of your head, then squeeze your elbows together and pull your shoulder blades down your spine. See if you even here you can tuck your tail but relax your butt cheeks a little bit. Feel your belly button lifting up to the ceiling. Imagine you have a magnet in that empty space of your belly button that's pulling you up towards the clouds. And then with your exhale, bring your chin to your chest and roll down. Beautiful. Nicely played. Take a full inhale. And exhale, just sigh it out. Una más. Inhale, up you go. So with, with pancakes and with back bends, you want to keep going to your edge. And rather than starting with a bang, you want to more finish with a bang or a pang. So feel that you are going a little bit further perhaps than you did last time. And then find your way back down to the ground. Take a full inhale. And with your exhale, just sigh out. Oh. And then stretch your legs long just for a moment. Just to feel that all of a sudden this neutral position is a counter pose because it's in relationship. So our inhale is in relationship to our exhale. Could it be that our perception is in relationship to our thinking? And then hug your knees into your chest and roll up onto your sit bones. And hold the backs of your thighs, pull your heart forward. And then the first step is just to get about 90 degrees between your thighs and your calves. And then stretch your arms straight out. Notice if you're like making very serious face, and relax your face. Instead, effort into your chest. With your exhale, low boat. Inhale, folded high boat. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, high. Now, if this is easy for you, you can always stretch your legs straight out. Exhale, low. Inhale, high. And then twist it. Oh, yes, I just did that. Oh, yeah. And twist it to the other side. Oh, that one's not as graceful. And then like just a little free-form dancing as you slowly lower your body down. Take a full inhale, exhale, sigh out your exhale. And then place your feet on the ground and take your right ankle to the outside of your left knee, going for threading the eye of the needle. So you want the bony part of your ankle to the left side of your left knee. Beautiful. And then thread your right arm in between your legs. Hold on to the back of your left thigh or the front of your left shin. Whatever you can do to let your head relax down onto the mat. Bring your chin towards your chest. And then you're pulling your left knee towards you, flexing your right foot to protect your knee when it's at 90 degrees, and letting your right knee fall away from you. You might notice that you kind of want to sneak away from the stretch and roll towards your right. Instead, really feel the alignment is still in the center of your spine. It's going to feel a little bit like you need to roll to your left. It's amazing that on the yoga mat we can start to learn how, for instance, pushing down with our feet allows us to make an energetic lock, or that some sort of resistance or active opposite forces allows us to experience freedom in our body. Yet it's so challenging to get over that resistance we have in the first 10 minutes of our practice. Or even worse, the first 10 minutes before our practice. Getting out of bed. But we can use our resistance. Part of what warms us up. Put our resistance in the right places. Resist losing heart, losing enthusiasm. Keeping your eyes open even at this part of the practice helps us be in a place where we can still be available to the world. Rather than checking out and just going into our inner safe space. And then switch your legs. Oh yeah, that wasn't my plan, but we'll do that. So feel that your left ankle is the outside of your right knee. Interlace your fingers in front of your right shin or behind your right calf, or behind your thigh. Let your left knee fall away as you pull your right knee closer. Maybe it's a little bit like our resistance can be a little bit like with our fear. You know, if we're not scared, if we're not fearful, there's no opportunity to practice courage. And we want to practice being able to move into action when we are fearful, despite our fear. We can see how our breaking our vows 1,000 times before, or breaking our commitments, or our dedication to a practice, we can let that be part of our resistance. So what inner forces do we use to get over our past patterns of before? Release your fingers and unwind your legs, and then just hug both of your knees to your chest. Maybe lift up your face and thank your knees for being so awesome, getting you this far in life. And then open up your arms and slowly let your knees drop to your left. Once your knees drop down to the ground, turn your gaze away from them. Take a deep inhale, and with your exhale, sigh out your breath. Ah. And then return to center. And slowly drop your knees to the right. Sounded like I said, return to sender, address unknown, no such number, no such phone. Now, just in this last twist, you're wringing out what you've brought up. Take another full inhale and actually breathe in the resistance. And with your exhale, breathe out the freedom you want to experience. Ah. Part of our practice on the yoga mat is literally of being transformers. Transforming our fear into courage, our resistance into freedom. And then find your way back to center and come into Shavasana. Let your body be held by the ground, your feet relaxed and open to about the edges of your mat, your palms open to receive. Do you want a blanket today, Luana? Okay. And instead of dreaming away, in your Shavasana, you want to actually just pay attention and feel and notice the seeds of your practice taking root in your body. Your next inhale invites your breath to the edges of your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe your nose. And then roll onto your right hand side, hugging your knees to your chest. Pausing for a moment in this fetal position. And then help yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. Feel the ground below you. Lift up freely and tall above it. Empty your breath. Take a deep inhale. Bring your prayer hands to your third eye. Invite the divine light. And as we bow forward together, we say, Namaste. And then celebrate with a little bit of noise. Drink lots of water. Go out there and be awesome.